Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Acid Cat bringing you another World War II video, and in today's video I will be discussing how to complete the final Reich's casual Easter egg. For the loadout, I'll be using Camouflage with the mod's Mobilization, which will increase my movement speed while Camouflage is active, Fully Loaded, which will increase my max ammo reserves, and Specialist Training, which will allow me to get Camouflage back quicker. For the primary and lethal, I'm not going to make any recommendations because personally I swap out the pistol anyways as soon as I get the chance, and for the lethal you just straight up do not need it for this Easter egg. So really just pick and choose as you will. For the consumables, I'm not going to bring in any just to show that you can get this done regardless of what you choose to bring in or what you do or do not have for consumables. With all that being said, let's jump right into the video. Please enjoy and thank you for watching. So before I actually get started explaining how to do this Easter egg, I'd like to mention that the first portion of this is going to seem familiar if you've watched any of my previous videos, because all you're doing for the first part is just turning on the power and getting the Tesla gun wonder weapon. So like I said, first thing, we're just turning on the power. Gotta hit 3 valves at the end of each one of these hoses. This little light right here will turn green, and another one on this tank right here will also turn green. So just go ahead and follow each one of those to the valve at the end of each one. Alright, so now that we've turned our last valve, we can go ahead and run back over here to the pilot light trap and activate that. And once the pests spawn, we can go ahead and drop down the hole and follow this path up, which will lead us to our power generator. And the next goal will be to save up 1,250 points so we can buy the bunker door. Once we've got our points, we can go ahead and open up the bunker door. And inside, we'll have to open up a door on either side for 1,500 points. This one leading to the laboratory and this one leading to the morgue. And while you're at it, you can actually turn this crank if you feel so inclined. If not, you'll just have to do it later when the Easter egg actually prompts you to do it. Suppose this would be a good time to mention that there is a notebook that will guide you through the casual Easter egg, letting you know what you've done and what step you're on currently. So right now we're just going to save up 3,000 points and get both of those doors open. Okay, so once we have 3,000 points, we can go ahead and open up one of the doors. For the laboratory, you're going to follow this path down through the electric trap, run up these stairs, and at the top left you will find your first switch. Once you've activated the first one, it will be on a timer, so you'll have to run to the other side as quickly as possible and hit the other one. If you do not do this quick enough, it will reset and you'll have to do this part again. So just follow this path on the right side and it will be directly in front of you. If done correctly, you'll get a sound indicating that this part is done. And the next goal will be to open up the salt mine door. I'm going to go ahead and buy the salt mine door for 1,500 points, but once you get down here into the Emperor's Chamber, you're going to run here to the back and activate the transfer device. And once it stops making a noise, you'll notice that there's a red ring on the floor, which you'll have to kill zombies in to charge it up. You'll know this part is done when the room turns red. The device will go up through the hole in the roof, and you can run back up here into the command room, where it will now prompt you to turn that crank I had you turn before. But since we've already done that, we can just keep running. And once the lights are fully out, you can go ahead and activate this button, which will start the escort process. This is going to go down into the laboratory, all the way into the back. Once it gets all the way through the 15 kills that you've collected within that circle, it's going to insert itself, and it will start a process which will take 20 to 30 seconds. Once that's done, the room will light up, and you can go ahead and collect your first Tesla gun part. So I'm getting close to the end here, so I figured I'd give a little example of what's going to happen. You'll get your little completion noise. It's going to go ahead and insert itself. And then it will start its process, which will take 20 to 30 seconds. Alright, so the lights are back on. You can run up to here, hold X, or whatever your interaction button is. Grab the first piece. Once you've grabbed your piece, the device is going to detach itself from the machine and travel back up along the path that it came from. And once it gets around right here, it will start letting you collect souls again. Once your part is ready, the lights will come back on and your piece will spawn where you can pick it up. Once you have both parts of the Tesla gun, you can run back to the command room where a Brenner will spawn. You can go ahead and kill the Brenner while the Geistcraft machine is going over to the Tesla crafting station. Once you kill the Brenner, be sure to grab his head and put it somewhere where you will remember where it is, because you will need it later. I like to go ahead and always put it right here, just inside the command room. And when the Tesla gun is ready to be crafted, the room's lights will come back on, where you can go ahead and hold X to assemble the Tesla gun. And once the Tesla gun has been crafted, you can go ahead and pick it up. And the next step will tell you to examine the right hand of God. Just to show you, I'll go down here really quick. It'll have you come up here to the right hand of God, where it'll say examine. But I'm not going to even do that, just to show you that you can actually skip this step and go directly to the next one. So once you actually pick up the Tesla gun, what I like to do is just go ahead and turn right around, and you can move on right to the next step, where you'll have to color match these lights. So we had green, blue, green, blue. First one's green. You're going to come out here, go down the fire trap, open up the door, where you'll find your second terminal in front of you. This one's going to be blue. And while we're at it, I'm just going to go ahead and start getting Pack-a-Punch done. This one will be your third one on the back side of the Pack-a-Punch room. That one's going to be green. And then you're going to continue over to the pub. And around the back of the pub, you'll find your last terminal. That one's going to be blue. And once you've completed that, you will now be tasked with completing the defend step for the central lightning rod. But before I start this, I like to go ahead and open up Pack-a-Punch and get a Pack-a-Punch weapon, or go ahead and buy perks, either or. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up Pack-a-Punch really quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have a Pack-a-Punched weapon, we can go ahead and make our way over to the lightning rod tower and activate the central lightning rod, which we will have to defend for roughly a minute. For this one, you can pretty much just use your gun. So once that's done, it'll have you defend both of the secondary lightning rods, which are just on the side. And for this part, I like to use the Tesla gun. I just kind of go back and forth. And for the most part, this works pretty well. If you want, you can actually just do that and then switch back to your other weapon. And if you actually defend these well enough, when they get about right there, you can actually leave early and they will stay alive while you run down to the Emperor's Chamber, just to save you a little bit of time. So once those are done raising up to the top of the lightning rod tower, you can run down here to the Emperor's Chamber, where you can activate the right hand of God. So if you run back up here to the town square, there will now be a Zeppelin, which you need to shoot down a battery from. So just focus on one light, and once it turns red, or you deal enough damage to it, it will actually drop a battery somewhere around the map, which you need to charge up with souls. This should take roughly 30 souls. Once it's done, you'll see it do that kind of exploding animation. And this is why I bring in camouflage with the mobilization mod, because then you can activate that and make this step a little bit quicker. So basically, you're just going to run this battery down to the Emperor's Chamber and attach it to the left hand of God, which will be on the other side of the room, across from the right hand of God. So once you get down here, it's going to be on the right side. You just go up to it and hold X, or whatever your interaction button is. And now you can go back up to the top, the Zeppelin will return, and you can repeat this step again. Okay, so in this case, it the Zeppelin actually did not spawn back for me. All that means is you just need to go to the next round and then it will return. So now that we've passed the wave, the Zeppelin should come back. Yep, I hear it. I don't know where it is, but I hear it. Just repeat what we did before. Go ahead and shoot the light until you get a battery down. And once you get it down, just go ahead and find it somewhere around the map. And once you find it, just go ahead and charge it up with 30 kills. Once you've charged up the second one, you can go ahead and run it down to the Emperor's Chamber again. And once you get down here, go ahead and attach it to the left hand of God. And now you'll have to do this one more time. Now you'll have to repeat the process of shooting it down 2 more times. The first time will be like a fake out, which means it'll just get pulled back up. And the second one will actually be the one you'll take down to the basement when you're done charging it. So now that I've got the 4th battery down, I'm just going to charge this up, run it down to the basement, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so once you get down here, attach it like we've done before, and then you'll actually have to activate the left hand of God this time. And now is when the Brenner head will come into play, which is why I told you to remember where you placed one. So basically, you're just going to go find the Brenner head that you had, grab it, and now we need to go find 4 paintings around the map. So I actually went ahead and already scanned all 4 of the paintings, but this is the route I would normally take since that's where I leave my Brenner head, right there in the command room. I follow it down here through the laboratory, go up out the back side where you find the first one, which is L5. And then I run over here to the pub, which for me is R2. So far we have 5-2. And then I run down here into the Pack-a-Punch room, where right here on the left side you're going to find your 3rd one, which is F3. So right now we have 5-2-3. And your last one will be right here in the bottom of the morgue, and this one is M2. So the combination for this match would be 5-2-3-2. Now that you have all 4 of those paintings, you don't need the Brenner head anymore. You're just going to run down here into the Emperor's Chamber, where you're going to put your 4 numbers in. So you'll notice on top there's going to be your 4 birds, and the numbers will go on bottom. So for us in our game, it was 5 for the left-facing bird. So we're going to put that one on 5. And over here on the right, we had 2. For the frontward-facing bird, we had 3. And for the moon bird, we had 2. Once you put in your 4 numbers, you can go ahead and activate the Voice of God. And if done correctly, it will tell you that you've activated the Voice of God. And now, before we move on, I'd like to mention that you will be going into the boss fight after you do this next step, so I suggest highly getting Pack-a-Punch and perks, and making sure you have max armor. Assuming you're ready for the boss fight, you can go ahead and pull out your Tesla gun, and shoot this orb in the middle of the room, which will expose the hilt, and you can retrieve it. After roughly 10 to 15 seconds, you'll be pulled into the boss fight cutscene. Alright, so now that you've entered the boss fight, just go ahead and turn around and run away. Don't bother wasting your ammo on the boss unless you actually need to shoot him, because it's not even going to kill him. You'll just basically be wasting ammo. So just keep your distance and get a battery down from the Zeppelin as quickly as possible. Just like before, you're going to go ahead and find your battery that you shot down, charge it up with roughly 30 souls. Once that's done, it will kind of blow up. Once you've exposed the battery, you can just kind of lay into the boss until he's stunned. You'll know when he's stunned because you'll get a notification on your screen saying the Panzer Mortar is now stunned. Go ahead and attach that to the boss. And once you've done that, you'll get a max ammo that will spawn. I already picked up mine just pretty much right after I put the battery on him. So then I like to just come back here and sit in this corner until he comes back, just to save myself some hassle of running around and hoping you don't get hit, wasting armor and whatnot. And the reason I like to sit here is just because all the zombies come from this direction that I'm looking right now. Every now and then you'll get one that spawns from this direction, but it's pretty rare. I think there is actually like a Brenner spawn right there, so if you get a Brenner, maybe it would spawn there, but other than that, you're pretty much golden. You just gotta look this way and keep the zombies away from you. But I pretty much just sit there until the Zeppelin comes back, and then once the Zeppelin returns, you can go ahead and shoot down your second battery. Watch out for the Panzer Mortar, make sure you don't run into it while you're doing so. Once you've attached the second one, just go ahead and run back to the spot. If you want to, you don't have to sit here. This is just like an easy kind of cheap spot. Alright, so when the Zeppelin returns for the third time, it's going to do the same thing as before. You'll have to shoot it down for the third time, and it'll be like a fake. So it'll retract, and you'll have to shoot it down again for a fourth time, and that'll be the real one. Once you've attached the last one, congratulations, you have now completed the Final Reich's casual Easter egg. Once you get through the ending cutscene, you will be awarded with the hilt, and you will find Klaus dead on the docks. Also in your notebook, it will hint that there are more secrets to be uncovered. And you'll see that there are also empty squares. Now that we're done with Easter egg, I'm just going to leave it there. I hope you all enjoyed and found this useful in one way or another. Please feel free to leave a comment on anything I did well or something I could improve on. I'm open to all criticisms at this point. I'm still, starting out, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So I know things aren't perfect right now and that there is plenty of room for improvement. But yeah, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'm just going to end it there. Thank you all for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day.